And welcome back to Hot Comics TV. All right, let's talk about the works of Kentaro Miura. He's this is the last volume of the Berserk series. I always stayed away from this series because it was already underway by the time I was aware of it in the 90s, and this had already started in the 80s, late 80s, 88 I think. And yeah, it's such a long time that this has been around, and it's just one of those cool fantasy action, like Conan the Barbarian sort of thing that I just I don't think I've seen these works, this type of series being done in the way that it was done. It's got everything that you can think of: violence, all the taboo topics, and but action as well. But also it's really well put together. Kentaro Miura had a very unique voice, and sadly he's gone now. So this last book is, to me, like an end of an era, and I'm not gonna go over it because of the spoilers or whatever. Don't really care about spoilers. I'm just gonna talk about it, but I'm gonna talk about the art more than anything else. This is quite sad because even at the end of the series, he's got here to all the fans, and they're very grateful. And Dark Horse is doing the Lord's work. I mean, they're just publishing these beautiful books. This is just very good to see at this scale, because the manga, I stayed away from the Takomon due to the fact that it was just so small and it was just so much story to it. And like, for you to have the whole Berserk story, I mean, you would have bags and bags of books. This was good to have all collected on these omnibus or deluxe editions. And also the way that they've gone about the presentation of these books, which is this faux leather, got German paper there, got foiling, and it's got debossing. It's got pressed onto the actual cover, all resembling what do you call it? Leather, and that's your Dark Horse logo. Anyway, so the presentation is absolutely magnificent. This is top magnificent production for a book that's massively produced. I give only credit to the people at Dark Horse, the designer who did this. This is just amazing stuff, and there's a type of production that goes over people's heads, and you know, it's just a book. Now, like, this is a real good collection, and they're still available. I mean, this, I jumped on these because I sort of went, I'm going to be kicking myself later on if I don't get this, and this is the last one. Will I continue if the series does continue with someone else? That remains to be seen on what they do with the series. I mean, the animated series have been done twice, and a lot of fans have been a bit disappointed on the last incarnation of it. I think in the third one is all CG art. I remember seeing the original anime and the series, and it was good. It was very good. It sort of told a chunk of the chapters, and yeah. So Kentaro, I mean, Kentaro, Ken was very loose with his pencils and did these beautiful render illustrations. The character designs are very unique to him as well. Again, it's Japanese, but it has his own voice. You can tell it's Kentaro Miura's work above the run-of-the-mill anime. So, or manga. Very unique. I mean, it's got manga tropes, don't get me wrong, but it's really well executed. Very cool stuff. All of these characters. I must admit that towards the end of the series, I was a bit I don't want to be crude about the comment, disappointed because of the lack of volumes, but I was not aware that this man was literally not well. And yeah, when I found out about that, it was pretty sad because I got detached of this. I was absolutely out of knowing what was happening. It was going, oh, that's still going. Okay, fair enough. So, coming back to this collection and starting collecting all of these volumes, which is 14 of them. This is it's big treat. I love this. The way that he did the inking on this. I know that he had a team, he had assistants, but still his voice, his direction, his art direction, character design. So yeah, we got here all the character designs, attributes, and information like if it was some sort of game. So Guts, the main lead of this. If you're not aware of this, watch the animates. Available everywhere. I think it's everywhere. You can sort of see these. If you like fantasy and action and and all these other horror as well, it's in your wheelhouse. So yeah, horrible events happen to Guts to become this sort of Conan the Barbarian sort of character. This kind of like Robert E. Howard sort of character, which is kind of like a ruthless sort of like sword warrior, and he carries and wields, and he's the archetype for Cloud. He's the archetype for so many characters that have come after him in video games because he wields a massive sword. And also this series has been very instrumental, very influential for the works of Dark Souls. The Souls series have a lot of these embedded into those games because they're fantasy, and you can find these in one of those games. So anyway, that's it. So you if you need to know. Anyway, so these are the other characters. Casca, she's the love interest of Guts. And this has got a lot of information in here. And there we go. Can't remember this character. Francine, whatever. So anyway, going back to it, this what do you call it? It's a character library. Serpico. Yeah, Al Pacino is going to appear in this. Anyway, all of these characters are kind of like this comic relief more than anything else. Most of these characters. So it's quite a large volume of work that he did. But I just also always wonder where he was going to end up with these. Because he was doing another series at the same time he was finishing these, and I mean, he was going towards the direction of finishing these. I remember having commentary about this with friends and going like, this dude does not want to finish this series, not knowing that he was just not well. Griffith, he's your antagonist. He does things and you don't know what is happening in his brain. So yeah, this is cool because it's got all of these highlights, almost like if it was character design, and also almost it's got stats and whatnot. So extremely cool series, and the dark element of this, it's horror, true absolute horror. So if you're into these Lovecraftian type of monstrosities, and you're gonna see these bizarre sort of stories. Dive into this. This is great, cool work. These are the army guys, soldiers. This is the first guys that you get exposed to. Very clean, very nicely done. It's got a lot of hatching. That's his signature type of rendering. That's how he achieves this sort of the muscles on the face. Nice rendering. Very unique. Not many manga artists achieve this detail. And it's a brutal industry. I mean, you have to work. They work to the bone, these guys that did these comics. They got very tight deadlines. Everything's deadline sensitive because they need to print, pump them out. So part of the reason probably why a lot of these creators have very bad health, because they just give themselves to the project, heart and soul, and just leave them. Oh, these are the bad guys. This is amazing work. Beautiful character design. This is Griffith in his evil form. So yeah, these are all very cool. The way that they come out as well, they very cool. And the Skeleton Knight, another very cryptic character, very cool. This is cool because it gives you when it first came out and all that. I'm not sure in the anime if it did have that chronological sort of thing, but this has all of that. And if you like Berserk, this series, this is probably the best way to go about it. You get more out of the artwork. The artwork is well printed. This is a very beautiful, good pages. And the dimension, the scale of this is good. So, I mean, everything would have been compressed, and you don't get to see the actual the craftsmanship that goes behind this. This is really, really cool. Very rough sketch stuff. Very nice. So yeah, it's got interviews as well. This is a very cool volume. I would highly recommend this for any Berserk fan. Workspace, that's amazing. Cool. Large scale working of anatomy model. Horses are so tough to make, to draw. See, this is where the reference is coming from. That's what he's using for reference. Especially with a warlike story like this, they got armies of horses and armies on horseback, and oh my goodness, it's just crazy. This is awesome. Wow. Cool guts. I'd love to see this as a t-shirt. Yeah, character design. This is awesome stuff to look at. Very cool. All the expressions. Very good stuff. Very good stuff. He's using circles, like a circle, and then builds the face on that. I mean, you're a glutton for pain to be doing these panel after panel to develop something so intricate and then putting that on ongoing panels of sequence. And he's putting detail to what's there on the chest buckler. He's just putting all this detail. Oh my goodness. Sud. Very scary character. Very scary character. Skeleton Knight, he's like the coolest of the coolest. Always comes at the right time. Okay, so these are panel breakdowns. So this is what he did for the storyboards. I'm assuming this would have been given to the team and then they process that. Very rough, very quick. And here we got paintings. Are these analog or what? Where are you? What are you? No, this is digital. And this is watercolors. It's like applied onto the pencil. Very cool. Yeah, the deluxe editions. So you've got 14 volumes to collect, and it's all worthwhile. This again, I cannot begin to give compliments to this series because of the production value. They made it all affordable and well printed, but they know that they have the audience to sort of come in and collect this sort of thing because there's a large appetite for this type of book. I mean, for this series, for this specific series, this series is very dear to a lot of people, very welcomed. Anyway, that's my spiel on this. Thank you for your time, and please subscribe.